Hey, it's Ridge Runner Outdoors again. This is my 280 Ackley improved Savage Axis. I've got a Burris 3x15 Veracity scope on it, first focal plane. I worked up some loads with Federal nickel plated brass. The Federal trophy bonded tipped bullet. Federal gold medal match large rifle primers. I'm going to shoot 3 rounds right here. I tried them at 3.343, which was 20 thousandths off the lands of this rifle. And I got these at, I tried to get them at 3.320, and they ended up going to 3.315 on this adjustable dice, so I left them at that. And then I've got some at 3.3 and then 3.290. For the 7mm mag, Federal recommends 3.290. For the 280, they recommend 3.260. And in my opinion, that's too short. But I might end up going down to that and trying it depending on how these shoot. So I'm going to try these out. I'm going to shoot 3 of these. And then I've got a surprise. I got a new toy. I'll show it to you here in just a minute. Let me shoot these 3. Let me see if I can shoot with these glasses on. I don't know if I can or not. Nice and snug and going into the chamber. They're not hitting the lands. It's the headspace probably. Now this one will probably come out a little bit. Normally it's way because this is a thin barrel, and normally I shoot 2, and then that third one it'll move out a little bit because the barrel's getting warm. Oh, I can put it this way. The first time I shot this, it was 1 point, it is over an inch and a half, inch and 3/4, something like that. And that one dropped to 3.315. The group is, that's an honest 1-inch group. I got one here, and then one right over here. I mean, in there, that'd be 1-inch group. But I got a Henry 4570 single shot. That's a pretty stock, ain't it? It's nice. It's not loaded, but I've always wanted a Henry 4570, but I've always wanted the octagon barrel. I think every rifle made in 4570 should have an octagon barrel. I'm not a big fan of the round barrels on the historical cartridges that originally had an octagon barrel. But, you know, I hadn't shot this yet. I just got it the other day. I've had it for a couple of days. The rear sights are adjustable for elevation and windage. It's got 3 holes here. It is tapped and set up for a base mount, but every one of the Henry bases, it's either o.c.w Picatinny rail or a Weaver rail, which only has like 2 or 3 lines on it for you to mount one, so you're limited on with that one on where you can mount it at. I did find out that the DNZ makes one for the H&R, and everybody says it'll fit this. I know I've read the reviews on it, and people said they're putting them on the Henry single shot 4570s. So this is a good affordable way. This is cheaper than their lever actions. Yes, I'd rather have a lever action. But, you know, around here in East Tennessee, nobody had one in stock. This is the only 4570 I could find in stock. And I like it. It's really good quality, fit and finish. I mean, the only thing is, and it might be because it's new, the trigger has just a little bit of a catch to it, and the hammer's really stiff to pull back. I am going to buy a hammer spur to put on here because I got the DNZ base, DMZ Game Reaper base ordered, and it's going to go on here. And with the DNZ Game Reaper base, you can keep your rear sight on. That's the only issue with the Weaver base Henry offers. Holy cow, tree limb fell. Scared the crap out of me. With the o.c.w base Weaver offers, you have to remove, you can't even fold it down, you have to remove it. I don't want to remove it. I want it to stay in there. With the Weaver base, you have to remove it. I don't want to remove it. They got a set of tally rings. That's a one-piece base of the rings, you know, all made together. But even with that one, you have to remove this. I don't see why you would have to. They could put the base thick enough to where when it got right here at the end, right there at the end of the chamber, that it could, you know, be thick enough to where right here at the end, if you wanted it longer, you could fold that down and it'd go right over top of that. I know o.c.w or somebody could make one like that so you could keep the rear sight on in case something ever happened. You could at least take it off and still be able to use the open sights. I got some Hornady Lever Evolution ammo, 325 grain FTX, 2,000 foot per second. It says 5.5 inches high at 100, 0 to 200, and it drops 23 inches at 300. Now, I don't know. This is 22-inch barrel. I'm sure Hornady done that out of a 24 to 26-inch barrel. Everybody always, I don't know why they do that. That's the stupidest thing. 99% of all rifles you go to the store and buy is 22-inch barrel. 99% of them. You have to actually hunt to find a 24 to 26-inch barrel, and a lot of the calibers, they don't even offer anything bigger than 22-inch barrel in. So I don't know why they keep going by a 24 to 26-inch barrel. What they are to do is give you the velocity out of from on different calibers. You know, say this one from an 18.5 is the most common barrel length. That from 18.5-inch barrel, a 22-inch barrel, and then a 24-inch barrel. You know, they could list all three of them on the back of that. It wouldn't kill them one bit to do that. And that would help us out when we buy it. 2,000 foot per second, you know, 1900, 18, whatever. Hey, okay. So when you shoot it, if you do put a scope on it, which I bought a the other day off my uncle. I bought a Leopold SABR. It's got the circle and then two dots down below it. Its crosshairs is in it, you know, and then the top of the post. You can use the top of the circle, bottom circle, da-da-da-da-da. It's really clear scope. I like it, and that's kind of what I wanted, because on a rifle like this, you're not looking for precision pinpoint like it would be the 22-250 or nothing, but you would be wanting to be able to hit your target, and it's got that circle. So if you zero this, even if you use maximum point blank range, you know, because if you're hunting big game, maximum point blank range is the way to go. I mean, if you're going to take a shot on a ground squirrel or nothing, you know, or a groundhog or something, you don't want to be doing it with this. You don't want to be doing it with a big game rifle. You can. I'm not saying not to, but it makes more sense to use a varmint cartridge that's zeroed as really fast, lightweight bullets that, you know, 22-250, 222 Remington, 223, you know, stuff like that, 220 Swift. That's what you want to use for varmint hunting and stuff. Yeah, if you're out there and you're deer hunting, it's the end of the day, you ain't seen nothing, a coyote walks by, you want to pop him, by all means go ahead. But, you know, it's it's not a pinpoint accurate type of cartridge. Not really any of your big games are. I mean, I'm not saying there's not pinpoint accurate. I'm just saying it's not that type of cartridge. They're designed to hunt big game. You can get pinpoint accuracy out of them. But if you use maximum point blank range, you know, like, you know, 0 at 176 yards, and that gives you a 202, 211 yard range with this here, something like that, maximum point blank range. You know, no more than 3 inches high or 3 inches low, and it's 3 inches high or 3.5 inches high at 100 and 3.5 inches low at, you know, 211 or whatever. And then all you got to do is put that circle with a crosshair in it, on it, and pull the trigger, and you hit it. But with that optic and that reticle that's in there, it actually, if you leave the optic, I put it on my ballistics calculator and work, if you leave the optic set on 3 power and you don't go to the 9 because it's 3 by 9, leave it set on 3 power. This Hornady cartridge right here with a 325 grain FTX is, you zeroed at 100, bottom of the big circle is 200, that big dot below it is 300, the next dot down below it is 400, and then just below the top of the pin, top of that bottom pin is 489, so just below that would be 500 yards if you leave it on 3 power. Now if you go up in magnification, because it's a second focal plane, it is going to change the ballistics of it on where you need to hold the aim. So at 99% of the time, if you're out in the woods, you're hunting, you got a scope, 2 by 10, a 3 by 9, a 1 by 4, or if you've got one that's a 6 by 30, or, you know, something big like that, you see an animal come out and it's within 100, 200 yards, 99% of the time, you're going to throw it, rifle up, put it on it, and pull the trigger. You're not going to go, wait a minute, let me put this to here so it'll be this and that. If you see one come out 300, 400 yards away and it don't know you're there, then you've got time to do something like that. But just see when one walk out and it's a big monster buck, you know, oh crap, or a big bear, you know, black bear, you're going to throw it up, you're going to put it on, you're going to shoot because you don't want to lose, you don't want it to get away. 99% of the time, your scope is going to be on the lowest power. So maximum point blank range makes sense. But I'm going to shoot this here in a little bit. They only give me 15 minutes on YouTube, so I'm fixing to load this back up and shoot another 3-shot group. I got 2 more 3-shot groups to shoot with it. I'll do another video on this one here in a few minutes. Check it out if you would. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, share my videos. I appreciate it. Thank yous, and have a good day.